What's going on, everyone? It's your boy James, Grendel's Garage. Well, we are working on a new project. I can't remember what you guys have and haven't seen on this bike frame. Basically tore it apart, and when I did tear it apart, I thought that there was a huge crack going down into this head tube right here. And after doing a little bit of investigation, kind of looking at it and kind of sanding off the sides right here, what I discovered is it's just a huge scratch that is going down there. So the good news is I don't believe it's a crack. So we're gonna go ahead and move forward with this build. I'm super excited. I think this is kind of like a felt faker knockoff. It's not an actual felt faker itself because I believe that the head tube is only at 1 inch. Actually, no, this head tube is only at 1 inch, and I believe the head tubes that come with felt fakers are 1 1/8 threadless. So I think that's also an indicator. Also too, it doesn't have straight dropouts, if that makes sense. Kind of like what you would see like on your motorized bicycle aluminum frames with the felt fakers. This has the old school kind of whoop. I don't even know what to call this old school version. So I think, like I said, it's kind of like a little bit of a knockoff version, but at the same time, it does have super thick everything. It's just very, very thick frame, and it is steel. So we are going to go ahead and move forward with that. I have been working on it, and so far I've been very impressed with how great it looks with the bare metal going on. I got to get like a little Dremel tool to go ahead and get some of this inner paint out that I can't really get with the grinder itself. But man, I'm really thinking maybe, let me guys know what you think, but I think we might just keep the bare metal look. Maybe just do like a glossy or a matte finish paint job on it. Never really painted a ton in my life. A little bit of spray paint here and there just on some mock-up crap, but nothing crazy. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are about maybe different paint colors or anything like that. So what we're gonna do now off camera is we're gonna go and continue hitting with the grinder. I picked up this little thing off of I think it was Home Depot. Kind of been tearing the heck out of it. So this is just basically a little paint remover and stuff like that that you can just thread onto a grinder, and it's been doing work. I don't know how much more life I have on this one, but I'm gonna try to get the big stuff with it, and then we'll go ahead and, like I said, buy some of the little Dremel adapters you can get and try to get the rest of it. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Again, like I said, off camera. Oh, hey guys, also too, before I get into the actual grinding scene, it's not just safety on the road that you guys need to be thinking about in general. It's also like us, our persons, when we're doing these projects and all that crap. But I'm gonna go ahead and wear some cheapy goggles. These just really help keep the debris away from my eyes completely. And yeah, they look goofy, but who really cares, man? These are way better than just wearing safety glasses, in my opinion. Just really protects your face. What I noticed last night is after I was done, my ears were ringing super bad. So I'm gonna go ahead and wear some earplugs this time. Like, I didn't even think about it, but that's gonna be something that's gonna be, you know, very important. And then I'm gonna go ahead and wear an N95 mask. I probably should be wearing some kind of respirator. I'll have to go ahead and probably purchase one in the future, especially if I'm gonna do some painting and stuff like that. But yeah, I highly recommend just taking care of your guys' well-being and safety and all that stuff. And I think it just also starts here, not just on the road, but when you're doing your projects in the garage. And then just another little stupid side note, I'm gonna do the project out there where I got a little bit better ventilation, because I got a thin layer of crap all over everything, all over my bikes. Not good. The garage floor and a whole bunch of debris. Was working on it last night and just kind of covered up the garage. So just some food for thought, just some stuff that I just didn't think about, and something maybe you guys should look into. So just a little bit of protection for yourself. Also too, just remember you are working with a powerful tool with the grinder. I had a little bit of fatigue in my wrist last night, and I dropped the sucker on the ground, and it ended up getting sucked into a towel that I was using. And oh man, dude, that scared the bejesus out of me. So, take your time, take some breaks, blah, blah, blah. But just remember that when you are doing these projects, the projects themselves can hurt you, let alone riding on a motorized bicycle. So just take precautions. I know this is cheesy, safety, blah, 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 but hey, that's what we're about, guys, is having fun but being safe. So, just a little bit of tit for tat. Hey guys, we are back, and we are still working on the new build. Went ahead and took that grinder, and took me about 2 pads altogether, but I got down to the basic metal on most of the parts, except for kind of those inner parts where you're not going to be able to really hit with a grinder. I have some Dremel pads that are basically the same thing, but made for a Dremel, hoping to get in there and clean up some of the excess paint, get it off, try to get some of this rust that I still have on there. There you go. Get some of that rust that is still on there off. Also, too, I figured out off of other people on YouTube how to get this guy out. So basically, you have a spring-loaded kickstand kind of a thing. That guy goes in there just so, and you can either order a special tool that they make to get it, or what I ended up doing was I just took these guys with a crescent wrench, put all my weight on there, compressed it down, and what you do is you compress down this little guy right here. Okay. You press that down and it compresses this whole mechanism. And then you're able to, by hand, pull out the pin that goes in there. Oops, sorry, I guess the pin goes, technically the pin goes in that way. You can kind of see I marred it up a little bit. Besides that, unless you want to cut that sucker off, that's going to be the way to do it. Personally, probably just going to get a whole different kickstand mechanism. Either cut this off, put a piece of metal, weld it on there, and just put a modern kickstand on there. That's kind of like, that's probably where I'm going to end up doing anyways. Not sure if I'll cut it off or leave it there. If I can get a kickstand on there without having to cut this off, that's what I'll do. But there's also a part of me that maybe wants to cut this off, practice my welding skills, and try to shore up this frame a little bit. Really don't think we'll have any issues, but let's see. I think there's a spot right here. Yeah, just, you know, just little imperfections like right here. So there's a little hole where the welds either didn't connect all the way or they burnt through it. So I'll just do like a quick little spot weld there. Maybe put like some gussets. If I have enough space, put a couple gussets here just because I want this to be pristine and practice the old welding skills. Why not, right? So we are making headway. It's just, it's a lot of work. The grinding was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it, but, excuse me, I burped. But it's definitely a workout, that's for sure. Alrighty guys, stay tuned. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy James, and well, still working away on the new bike project. Pretty excited. Got most of the paint completely off. I have a few spots that I just couldn't quite get in there. I will probably take a little bit of sandpaper here and there, but honestly, some of those spots are just in there. But we got most of the orange paint off. I think there's just a little bit right up there in the corner. But now we're just going to go ahead and start building some supports so we can start putting in some gussets. Very excited. Should be a lot of fun. Been practicing the welding slightly, which brings me to my next topic is that we went ahead and cut up old Typhon. So I could either get some of these steel pieces to use for gussets or maybe some other supports, not 100% sure. I also have some other steel that we could use for gussets and stuff like that. One thing I did want to show you guys though too. Friends, neighbor's got the go-kart out. That's pretty cool, huh? Ripping around. He said he might get it out today. Anyways, guys, so when I was taking everything apart, or excuse me, when I was using the grinder to cut everything up and stuff like that, I was taking another look at where this actually broke, where it actually cracked, and I kind of played with it a little bit the other night, but you can see that sucker definitely cracked pretty darn well right there. Pretty big crack. I did kind of pry it apart just a little bit just to see the significance of it, and yeah, I know I said this last time, but that was definitely our vibration issues, is this main support cracked, and hence why it's in a few different pieces now. With that being said, again, like I said, was able to practice some of the old welding skills with the Yes welder, and we went ahead and made a little motorized bicycle motor stand, so that way when I go ahead and start doing some more porting, I have something a little bit better. Not 100% perfect by any means. It's actually a little wobbly, but as far as the back and forth, what I really care about, that's really good to go. I'm just probably gonna go ahead and either probably cut off these and that side a little bit, maybe bend in that side, or just stick a little piece of wood over there. Honestly, it's not that big a deal. I just wanted to get something that wouldn't move. But overall, guys, pretty happy with how it turned out. We'll actually have a little stand, bolt them on, so then we can grab our timing wheel and have a much better platform to work with. So looking forward to that. Kind of kept it nice and long just in case if I need to. I can always cut it down if I needed. I will say it's not flat because when I was doing all the work on it, which my welds definitely got a lot better. Not great, but definitely better. Take a look at those. The heat actually was warped the metal, and then I stuck this support down there and it kind of gave me a big dip right there. Kind of bent that down. Probably went a little bit further than I needed to, but yeah. That little support definitely makes a pretty big difference. That's just another piece of scrap that I used. But yeah, guys, pretty excited. I think this will just be a nice little addition to the mayhem. Sorry, I'm showing off my crappy welds. Like I said, I did get better though, guys. Definitely got better, especially towards the end. I think a big issue that I was having was not cleaning off the metal super well. So, but yeah, so anyways, guys, Typhon lives on, just in a different way. And we'll keep working on the other bike frame over there. And yeah, it's cool. There'll probably be a part 2 to this, adding on to it. Anyways, guys, stay tuned. What's going on, everyone? It's your boy James, and man, we're gonna take a crack at welding some gussets onto this frame. So we'll be using the Yes welder, and yeah, we're basically ready to go. I'm just gonna throw on some gloves. I got my welding shield ready to go. Got some anti-spatter and nozzle cleaner. Hopefully that will kind of help out. Kind of struggling to figure out how to get this all mounted in there, but we'll figure it out. It'll be kind of fun. So yeah, guys, I don't know. Stay tuned, I guess. I don't know how much battery I have on my camera right now, so yeah. Let's just go ahead and try to get some tacks on there, and then we'll go from there. So got it fairly aligned, all that jazz. Get you guys nice and back so you can see. Again, don't judge me for what's about to happen itself. First time using the anti-spatter stuff, so that should be kind of interesting. And the nozzle cleaner, I've just been kind of winging it. I did try to clean off the metal the best I could. My biggest thing right now is that gusset moving when I go ahead and hit it with the wire feet. So we'll kind of tune up everything and as far as heat and stuff like that. This is going to be a little bit thinner than this metal right there, so we'll just kind of take it as it goes. There's the nozzle gel. From my understanding, you basically just give that a little stick in there. I'm just going to dip it in there. There we go. That's just going to help the tips not get dirty with all the slag and all that stuff, so. Alrighty, guys. Just see how it goes. Just got to get a little tack on there. Let's see, where do you want to tack? Well, let's go ahead and see what we were able to do off bat. The light's gonna be bad because I'm running this off of my garage. But let me flip that in there. So, like I said, we're just gonna run a couple tacks right there. Just want to get it nice and steady. Probably throwing another tack down here real quick, and then we'll clean up the slag, and then we should be able to go from there. Sorry. I gotta get some different gloves. I think I might get some TIG welding gloves. They're a little bit thinner. I think that frame just got some heat in it. Let's go. I think we're gonna need to adjust our wire speed down just slightly. Not a ton. Again, we're just throwing tacks on. Alrighty. Cool, guys. Well, we're just going to go ahead and repeat the process. Like I said, we'll go ahead and clean it up a little bit with our wire brush. And now that we have tacked on there, we'll see how everything kind of turned out. And yeah, we'll go ahead and weld it there, and then flip it over and do the same thing once it cools down. Cool. It's kind of fun, guys. I'm not going to lie. This is... the welding is going to be a fun little hobby. I'm going to really get into that, I'm not going to lie. Plus, it's a great complimentary hobby to have on top of the motorized bicycle stuff, so cool. Alrighty, everyone, we are back, and I have completely finished welding up this frame. So, went ahead and threw a bunch of gussets on here. You guys saw a couple of them. I think you guys saw that one, and then maybe a couple other ones. Should be a lot more strong, a lot firmer. I can already tell that it's added a little bit of weight, which is great. Did end up throwing some gussets down here. I wasn't going to throw this big bad boy on there, but I figured, why not? I'm here. Might as well have a little bit of fun. Made sure that I could clear either going straight to the frame with the motor itself, without a mount, and with a mount. So that's one thing, if you guys do go this route, make sure that you do that. The way I was able to achieve to get this right here is I had to put on a bottom plate. Oh, sorry, the lighting's going to be... There we go. Had to put on a bottom plate so then I could weld that one vertically up. Worked pretty well. Definitely got a lot better with the welds. You can kind of see that a few spots are pretty rough, but some of them are pretty good. I kind of found out that because these gussets are really thicker metal, and compared to the frame, I had to kind of dial in my heat. So once I got my heat dialed in, we were cooking, man. I find that the hardest part of the welding is actually seeing and going in a straight line. So a lot of these welds, you can kind of see I'm like, woo, woo, and going to go up and around. But super solid, super firm. I've been super blown away with that Yes welder. It's just for like $100, I think they're going for like $150 now. And I think that's what I paid for mine. It's just such a solid machine for me being in here. Kind of thought about getting a MIG welder and going down that route, but my garage doesn't have a 220 plug, and then I looked into getting generators. I looked into actually having an electrician come out and put one in. Holy cow, I'm not gonna lie. By the time you get the welder and a way to power a welder with the 220, you're really looking into sinkhole as far as money. So, tell you the truth, with the anti-spatter spray and then dipping the nozzle in the nozzle gel, guys, that worked just fine. I do have a couple little nodules, a couple like little spatter stuff like that, but really all in all, like I almost have like nothing sticking to the frame. I think I got like one right. Oh, see, it just came right off. Most of them you can just pop right off, to tell you the truth. I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling. I did kind of end up going up here and doing some kind of little wonky gusset kind of thing right here. I don't know if that's really going to help. It appears that on the cruiser bicycles in general, that's where they're going to want to snap, is on those upper drop downs, excuse me. So I just threw those on there. You can kind of tell too with some of the gussets, they're not like 100% straight. So this back one, perfect. Got it super aligned. This one, a little crooked, a little wonky, but it will do the job. That's just like I really had a hard time using clamps. I try to use magnets. I try to use different other things to try to like really get those nice and situated on there, but they just ended up moving on me quite a bit. And then you can kind of see I got this one exactly where I wanted it to be, and then I kind of, when I tacked this one on there, and then when I got done, I didn't realize, but it's kind of like tilted this way. So by no means professional, guys. No means professional, but looking at everything, it's definitely one solid hunk of metal. I did go through with some super fine sandpaper and kind of tried sanding this up and polishing a little bit. If you guys have any tips for polishing straight steel, let me know. Kind of uneven all around, but I don't know, kind of adds a little character. I honestly, I think at this stage I'll probably leave it like this. It looks good enough for me, guys. Like, honestly, I'm not trying to like make a showroom piece. I just want to get on a bicycle and ride it. So cool. Stay tuned for this build, guys. Lots to come.